This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news, all right? So we're talking about Meek Mill and Wack 100. Now, they've had their issues over the past couple of years. When Tekashi got out, he pulled up on Meek Mill. And Meek Mill and, him had to be separated. But he ran down on Meek Mill when Meek Mill was threatening him, right? So then Wack 100 chimed in and said he did what he was supposed to do. A lot of people didn't like that he was defending Tekashi. Now, in that particular situation, I thought it was hilarious. Okay, I was like, how does Tekashi pull up on Meek Mill and nothing, Meek Mill was talking all spicy, nothing happens. Now, Meek Mill is a good rapper to me, right? But he does a lot of goofy stuff outside of rapping, okay? He talks a lot on Twitter. This is what got him into trouble with Drake, back in 2015. And he couldn't back that beef up because Drake annihilated him on back-to-back. Let's just be honest, okay? But Meek Mill can rap, and Meek Mill is necessary in rap, right? Let's just agree to that. But it doesn't mean you got to like everything about the artist. That's what I always try to explain to everybody. Everybody's like, oh, you play the middle of it. No, I can see the good and the bad in everybody, right? Meek Mill does a lot for his community, too. I'm not saying he's a bad person. He's not. It's just he acts a little goofy sometimes, okay? Talking about vibrating panties and stuff. You know what I mean? This is come on, man. All right. So, anyways, Wack 100 is asked about this, and he says, "Yo, I respect him as a rapper. He does a lot of goofy stuff. He said, I don't know why he's tied to Rock Nation. That's a great company. They reach is limitless to all the artists that mess with them. Even though him and Game had their problems, Game's still doing like music with him. They got 3 songs. Since that, all that BS." He also, notes that he never did a world tour. He never reached his peak. Joe Budden chimes in and says, well, that could be because he's having label issues with Rick Ross and everything. Nah, that's a recent thing. Meek Mill wants just off of the Maybach. I can understand why Meek would want off of Maybach right now. Don't get me wrong. I can, right? I just think the way he's going about it is messy, where you're saying you didn't get paid and this, and all that goes back to Maybach. I don't care if you're, saying it's, what's the sister company he signed to? Warner? I don't care if you're saying it's Warner or it's not Atlantic. It's probably Warner. So it still goes through Maybach, right? So Rick Ross would be part to blame, right? Why don't you just say, hey, you're doing Wingstop, you're doing all this other stuff. Let me do my stuff, I'm still completely 100% focused on music. Let me do this. I don't know why he doesn't go to Rick Ross and get some game on opening some Wingstops. That's the best franchise to get into. A franchise that's into food where you can freeze the food. Oh, man. It doesn't go bad. It's not like Subway where you got to have fresh food every couple days. Okay, I've looked into this before. Wingstop's one of the best. Like a company like a Wingstop that operates like that, where you can freeze the food, is some of the best because you don't have to worry about your food expiring every 7 days. I think it has like a 3-month lifespan. Anyways, that's part of the hardest part about restaurant business is buying the right amount of food and not having food go bad. Anyways, so then he goes on about that. He gives Meek props on certain things, but he also says he makes a lot of missteps in his career. He compares him to Lil Baby. Joe's like, that's not fair. Lil Baby's the top of his career. It is fair because Meek never really reached that pinnacle. He didn't. It's like, I don't know. Like, so he did keep messing up. That kind of set him back a little bit. But like, the Drake thing really just stopped him. Like, he was like 4 years in, decided he could take on Drake because he got emotional that Drake didn't show up to one of his shows, even though Drake gave him a feature on that album, Rico, right? And he was with Nicki, feeling real good. Probably some history there with Nicki and Drake. Nothing crazy, but just knowing that, that's there, maybe made him feel a little, I don't know. Maybe he felt like Drake was salty that he was with Nicki and he didn't get Nicki. I don't know, but all I know, it was a bad situation that kind of stopped Meek Mill for like, I'd say a good 1.5 to 2 years. Just held him up. It took for him going to jail for everybody to come back and like him again. Let's be honest. Khaled, everybody was done with him because they chose Drake. Not until Drake forgave Meek Mill did Khaled and everybody else come back around. Now, also I got to address again the whole Master P situation. Very corny. Wack 100 going at Master P like that. He went kind of hard at him. He didn't say, hey, this guy's a trailblazer and made some mistakes, so we don't have to make them, and lost his catalog, and he makes more of his money off of this now, not this. No, he went straight in like, yo, he doesn't got money like that. Da 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 da. We don't know how much money Master P has. We don't know what he did with. I mean, he first of all, he saved the finances he had by if you look at what he did with his company in the late 90s into the 2000s when he redid it, knew no limit and everything. There are certain tactics you use to shelter the money you already have. Yes, he did lose his catalog, so he lost a lot of that income. But we don't know the full details. And he did restart his label, and then his son had incredible success. They did movies. Master P did a lot of other stuff. He still got it, man. He still got money. That's all that matters. And then Master P highlighted that, poor people talk about money, 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 money. Rich people talk about things. Wealthy people talk about ideas. And Master P is just coming out with new ideas now. He's trying to get into the food business, and he's doing it. He's doing it. And I think he's just trailblazing another business. There has to be trailblazers. There has to be people that do it first and make mistakes. And the next guy might do it way better than them because this guy made the mistakes and you can learn from this person. You got to have that. Master P was one of those people, man. So was Diddy. Diddy just did it differently. Diddy didn't have to do it from the mud like Master P did. He did it from nothing. Not $1. That's impressive. That takes discipline, ambition. That takes a whole nother level of that everything. Not having any investors or anything. Diddy had investors and stuff. Yeah, he didn't do it straight from the mud. He did it from not having that much, but I'm talking about like Master P did it from like, I don't know where was he from in New Orleans? It wasn't Magnolia. It wasn't the other one. I don't know. There's two projects that were like notorious from like Cash Money coming out of, and then there was another one Master P came out of. I forget which one he talked about, but wow. I mean, come on. When you look at their history and you see where they came from, it's like, geez, these guys really like, they made it. Then we got this, I'm not too familiar with this rapper, but I'll report on what he did. So C Blue was arrested, accused of shooting at a cop. Okay, so he's only 16. It's sad when you see this happening to kids that are teenagers because, man, your mind isn't fully, you're not fully aware of what you're doing until your mid-20s. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Like, you make a lot of, we all made mistakes teen years into the 20s. And if you start making serious mistakes, they have serious consequences. And this is what's sad. You get teenagers making serious mistakes when, and this is why a lot of people are charged as juveniles unless the crime's too crazy, because it's like you have to take that into consideration then. But when they go to jail, they could become, learn to become a worse criminal. It's not a good system. We know that. And who knows who's going to figure it out? It's pretty difficult. But we just need better people raising children out here. I'm not saying it's particularly anybody's fault. We just you need to care. I don't have any kids myself, but you do need to care. So, anyways, who was reported not guilty in criminal possession of a weapon and second-degree assault. So we will see. He has bail was set at $200,000. Alrighty. And that's it, man. I mean, we'll have more news as the day goes on. I appreciate you guys, and I will check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button, and thank you so much. Peace.